Okay. Wait a second. Can you introduce yourself in Bahasa Indonesia?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Nama saya Fabian Penon.
Okay.
Saya Duta Besar Prancis untuk Indonesia. Saya bicara bahasa Indonesia sedikit-sedikit.
Oh, je parle un petit peu français.
Exactement, c'est ça. Voilà.
Hubungan diplomatik Indonesia-Prancis semakin erat usai beberapa kali pertemuan antara Presiden Prabowo Subianto dan Presiden Prancis Emmanuel Macron. Hubungan ini membawa misi besar untuk memperkuat hubungan bilateral kedua negara di tengah dinamika global. Untuk membahas itu telah hadir bersama kami Duta Besar Prancis untuk Indonesia, Timor Leste dan ASEAN, Mr. Fabian Penon. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, l'ambassadeur.
Bonjour, it's a great pleasure to be with you today.
It's a great pleasure to meet you today. Merci beaucoup d'être venu dans notre studio Liputan SCTV.
Yes, your French is perfect.
Oh,
Congratulations. Yeah.
it's my honor.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I heard that you went to Nias, North Sumatra for doing something with the government. Am I right?
You know, for me, what is very important is to meet your people, to visit the country, to experience its diversity, the rich culture of Indonesia. This is why I'm visiting the country. I was in Banda Islands a few weeks ago, yesterday in Pulau Nias, because we want to work with the whole country. We are very lucky. We have 8 cultural centers across the country, so I can very easily meet the people, be introduced to all the different sectors of your country.
So is it a part of France and also Indonesian partners in doing something here in Indonesia?
Yes, obviously, we do not want just to work with Jakarta or Java. We are working with the whole archipelago. When we are organizing events, we try to organize nationwide events, for instance, for gastronomy, for francophonie, for cinema. And thanks to these cultural centers, I can easily meet people.
So what has been your most memorable experiences while you are traveling and also while living here? I heard that this is, you have traveled to various places in Indonesia, and this is your third year living in Indonesia. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. You know, the French people, we like authentic things, so we always like to scout, to go to remote places, to meet the people. And I have to say that obviously gastronomy is one of the best way to discover your culture and your people. So each time I visit a city, I try to taste the local soto. So I would say my best experience is going to some warung and meeting the people and eat local food.
Okay, so what food that you have been trying? Have you tried other than soto, probably satay or?
My best soto is soto ayam, but I also love bakso.
Do you like bakso too?
Yes, a lot, yeah.
Okay, compared to French cuisines, do you think we have something like similarities?
Yes, obviously, even if France is a smaller country than Indonesia, it's also a very diverse country. So we like to enjoy diversity, and you're such a diverse country. So each time, this is a new experience. So this is my pleasure to scout and discover this.
Okay, so let's talk about something more exciting and fun about our relations, Indonesia and France relations. For many Indonesians, France holds a special place in their hearts. This is also true for President Prabowo. Indonesians have seen President Prabowo and President France Emmanuel Macron meet on several occasions, both in Indonesia and also in France. What do you think these relations between us going to?
First, it is very important to have a personal relationship between leaders, because they are the ones giving the orientation, the general goals for our cooperation. But I have to say that we share many common values, our respect for multilateral cooperation. We are supporting sovereignties, respect for sovereignties. And beyond that, we want to develop concrete projects, not only on defense and security, but also culture, education, research. So we are in the process of diversifying our cooperation. This is what President Macron and President Prabowo Subianto are working on.
Okay, I strongly agree to build connections, a deep and strong connections between two countries. It starts with the people, and we can see how France and Indonesia start building it with our two leaders. And Indonesians also noticed the warm interactions between the Madam Brigitte Macron and Didit Hedi Prasetyo. You already know them. Do you think how important are these personal and cultural connections in strengthening ties between the two countries for personal matter?
Obviously, because France and Indonesia are countries of culture, countries of diversity, and that's what we are doing. We really believe that we can work together to promote co-creation, to encourage our soft power, merging our soft powers, and also to create business opportunities in the field of culture, be it design, fashion, cinema. We consider that there is a long-term prospect for our cooperation in this field, from heritage to creative economy.
Mr. Ambassador, President Macron and President Prabowo also adopted the Paris declarations during the state visit of declarations on last May. We heard about it before. This declaration sets out the joint French-Indonesian strategy on education, research, and also mobility. Do you think why are they the key issues in this field?
As we did in Borobudur, our two presidents adopt a joint strategy on culture and heritage. We think we could do exactly the same in the field of education, research and mobility, because your country is becoming a very important powerhouse in terms of research. If you look at the scientific publication, Indonesia is now the first country in Southeast Asia. So we consider there is a huge potential of scientific cooperation. So we are working on bridging our research institute, our universities, and this declaration, the Paris Declaration, the aim is to network better between our universities to encourage more student and academic mobility. So we are also working with LPDP to bring more Indonesian students as well as PhD to France. We are offering the best universities and working with your government as well as Indonesian universities to develop this network.
As I talk to many Indonesian students about these LPDP scholarships, we know that France is becoming a very popular destination for Indonesian students to continue their study, not only for bachelor's degree, master's degree, and pursuing PhD. Can you give, like what opportunities that we can get from this benefit, and what advice would you give to our young generations to get that scholarships? Probably to have something in common with Indonesia in terms of education.
Yeah, France is very famous for its business schools, but also obviously for gastronomy, luxury, let's say cultural activities. But we are also a country of science and research.
Yes.
So this is why it is important also to reinforce our mobility on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. We have among the best universities in this field. So that's what we are encouraging with the support of the government. And there are more and more Indonesian students going to France to study science and innovation. If we look over the last years, we doubled the number of Indonesian students studying to France, and it was multiplied by 10 for PhD mobility. And we are making very specific efforts on science. For instance, University Paris-Saclay, which is one of the best Shanghai ranking, is developing its presence here in Indonesia, developing its cooperation with major Indonesian universities. So we are very happy from this viewpoint that we are changing the image of France, not only luxury activities or culture, but also science and innovation.
Sir, we get questions from our audiences. They ask how to pronounce Sciences PO, because I want to continue my master's degree in Sciences PO. Is it Siampo, Sciences PO, or Siampo? Can you
approximately, roughly, we say Sciences Po.
Sciences Po.
So Sciences Po, it's political science, but this is also the name of the best universities for political science. And I'm graduated from Sciences Po Paris.
Oh, you were graduated from Sciences Po Paris. I think it's one of the, like most notable in your country, and like all the smart students go in there. So you are one of them.
But you know what? The interesting thing is that now there are more and more Sciences Po students, French students, wanting to study in Indonesia.
Oh, really?
The number was multiplied by by 10 over the last 3 years. And so the president of Sciences Po was even surprised to say, why so many French wanting to visit and study in Indonesia. So this is very encouraging.
Oh, why that happened?
Because Indonesia is very popular now in France. Just remember last year for Bastille Day with the Indonesian troops parading on the Champs-Élysées. It left a lasting experience on the French. They were all watching on TV. Your police and army officers parading.
Yes.
Great impression.
And with the marching band.
Yes, exactly. Yes. All my friends told me, wow, this is impressive. Yeah.
Do you have something in common, like a marching band like that in your country too?
Yes, also just each year with the Bastille Day parade, this is a very important moment. But you're a country of performers. You're so excellent in all performing arts, so I'm not surprised.
All right. So France and Indonesia are also jointly organizing the Year of Innovation throughout the year 2026. What are the main objectives in this area?
Again, to highlight our cooperation on science, technology and innovation, to showcase that this is a new sector on which we want to work together. We have a very developed cooperation on defense and security. We have a quite structured cooperation on culture and heritage. And now the priority is also to develop this cooperation on science and innovation. So student mobility, PhD mobility, as well as partnership between our universities and research agencies. So President Macron and President Prabowo Subianto launched this Year of Innovation during President Prabowo's state visit to France last May.
France has successfully transformed culture into a global industry, from film and fashion to luxury brands, you know them, and also digital content. What lessons can Indonesia learn, and how important is cultural and media collaborations in strengthening France-Indonesia cooperations in the future?
I think you have nothing to learn from us. You're a country of culture, a very creative country. And that's what we are working now, this partnership between France and Indonesia, from heritage to creative economy. We consider that it is creating new opportunities in terms of co-creation, so having French and Indonesian creators working together, in terms of merging our soft powers to go abroad, in terms of business opportunity also, because as you mentioned, cultural and creative industries, be it cinema, fashion, design, gastronomy, video games, we could much more collaborate together. So we have identified Indonesia as a key priority for all our culture and creative industries. Let me give you a few examples. Cinema. You have more and more Indonesian filmmakers participating to French festival, not only Cannes, but also thematic festival like Annecy for animation, Clermont-Ferrand for short movie, Gérardmer for horror and fantastic. But we are also developing now co-productions between our two countries. So we think there is an enormous potential, as we have been doing with Japan and Korea before. So this is the same objective on both sides.
So do you think there will be an involvement between house productions in France and also in Indonesia working together, maybe making a film together, or like a soap opera or something?
For sure, we have been doing that with Japan and Korea, so why not?
It's in Japan.
And this is the next frontier now, developing co-production. There are already co-production between France and, let's say, several Southeast Asian producers. But end of this year, we will organize for the first time a meeting for co-production to encourage it, with the support of the French cinema agency CNC.
And Indonesia is also increasingly making its mark on the global creative stage, as you mentioned earlier. What does this kind of cultural exchange mean for the relationship between France and Indonesia? You actually have told us earlier, maybe like more details about it.
So very concretely, we launched a fashion incubator called Pintu. So we are bringing our experts, young designers, students, because they have a lot to learn from your side too, you know. So they are for 1 month visiting your country, meeting with local creators, discovering craftsmanship. It brings them some ideas, and then we are in the same time mentoring your young creators, and then they are invited to France during the Paris Fashion Week. So this is really a partnership. We have to learn on both sides.
And what about the challenges that we are going to face?
I don't think there are any problems. It's just a question of building the knowledge, encouraging people to meet. Because once they discover your country, my fellow citizens, they are so enjoyed and they want to launch new projects. So it's just connecting, bridging our people.
Okay.
And we saw that for, I was mentioning cinema, this is the case for fashion, this is also the case for design. We have brought several cooperation between French cities like Saint-Étienne and Bandung. We are also working on video games together. So we consider it as a huge potential for merging our creativity.
Sir, I'm quite curious about the working together in video games. And can you elaborate to us what is happening between us in video games?
You know, France has one of the biggest video game industries worldwide. Here you are also very creative. So we have some French studios here in Indonesia already working. We have also very important universities like Gobelin for animation and creation. So you have already Indonesian students studying in these French universities. But we could in the future develop co-projects.
Oh, so it's not only about these kind of gastronomy, because Indonesian people tend to think about social culture and gastronomy, but we also have digital contents like video games.
And I would like also to insist on design, your cinema industry,
yes,
your fashion industry. We could collaborate, so bring your filmmakers, your fashion designers to France, and inversely bring ours here in your country. So that creates new opportunities. They will merge their ideas, they will co-create, and we could go abroad together, as we have been doing with some other countries.
I think we can facilitate that because we're working here. We're not only for the news, but we're also making a bigger platform in video. I think you already know them.
Yes, this is why we are so pleased to be,
yes,
so pleased to be here.
Yes. France and Indonesia enjoy strong and growing economic partnerships with sectors. Do you believe over the greatest potentials for cooperation in the years ahead, besides all of these that we have been talking about?
Economy, our trade and investment relationship. Yeah. We have more than 200 French companies operating here in Indonesia, so part of your industrial and technological basis, ranging from mining to consumer goods. So they are employing over 55,000 people, creating value. So we consider ourselves as being Indonesians because we are here, and these companies are exporting worldwide. So they are also contributing to bring some of your companies in the value chain of our international big companies. And inversely, we are very happy also to have these French companies participating to your value chains. So first, the French companies here, local investment of the French companies. And then we have to develop our trade relationship. Yes. We think that the EU-Indonesia Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement will help a lot to structure and develop this relationship in the future. So we think this is very promising. And in terms of sectors, again, it could be on technology, it could be on...
what commodities?
Which sectors? So the new sectors, but also like AI, new technology, defense, space, energy issues, energy transitions, but it is also about agriculture, reinforcing our agronomy cooperation. So there are many fields on which we could collaborate together.
Do you think that our products here in Indonesia can be useful in France in terms of the quality and the variety?
Yes, this was very important. We finalized the negotiation of the CEPA, basically, which means that will lower or suppress taxation for many products. So that will be easier for Indonesian products to be exported to Europe, and inversely to European products to be imported here in Indonesia. And what is important is that our economies are complementary. So that will be a win-win agreement for the future. And we hope it will help to, I would say, enlarge the size and the volume of our activities for the benefit of our two countries.
All right.
Now, for the European member states too.
Mr. Ambassador, let's talk about these tourism, gastronomy, and French lifestyle. Most Indonesians know Paris and the Eiffel Tower. Beyond Paris, what destinations would you recommend for Indonesians to visit your country?
Again, as I mentioned before, France is a country, a very diverse country, even if we are smaller than Indonesia, but from the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea, from mountains to countryside, these are very, very different landscapes, different gastronomy, different people. Sometimes even the language is a bit different. So I really encourage Indonesians to go out of Paris and to visit whatever part they will enjoy. The people will be very welcoming. This is what I'm doing here in Indonesia. So discovering new cities, discovering new islands, I think you will enjoy it too.
Yes. Actually, in 2016, I went to your country. I went to Normandy.
Oh, great.
Angers. Small cities, but very beautiful. So I think you're right. Like, your country is beautiful as Indonesia. Can you recommend more of these south more like regions?
I am from Aix-en-Provence, so the southern part close to Marseille. It's a beautiful city, very old city since the Roman period. But also very developed during the medieval era. So it's a very lively city, a city of culture. You have many festivals, but also you have markets. So you will enjoy just the experience of walking in the city, shopping, discovering the different city, having a coffee on a coffee shop, and just enjoying looking at the people.
Okay, so this is the questions from our audience too that we collect earlier days. Well, they say that, why Siang people never smile? This is just like a jokes for Indonesian people.
Yeah.
Like whenever I went to Paris, like Siang never smile. Why that happens?
I think because, this is very interesting as a question. It's a cultural habit here in Indonesia.
We tend to smile.
Smiling is part of the politeness.
Yes.
And I have to say that we have to learn from that, because in France we say you just smile when you know very well the people, because if not...
So I shouldn't smile now.
No, on the contrary. No, we have to also learn a lot from your country. But the reason is that generally people say you smile when you feel comfortable with the people. So it's a sign of a real attachment to the people you're with.
Okay, so guys, you already see the Mr. Ambassador's face, and you see his smile. So I think
I hope I am smiling.
he's comfortable enough with me right now.
But again, I insist on that. We have a lot to learn from your country, because this is so impressive, this warm welcome when you're in Indonesia, with the people smiling and very attached to the small details, to be sure that you will be fine, comfortable, and happy to be here.
So our conversation is not only talking about investment, business, social and cultural diplomacy or something, but we also would like to highlight our differences in many aspects, including the work ethic that French people have. I have a friend works for Decathlon, and she was very excited to work with you guys because you have a very strong work ethic and very, we call it in Indonesia, it's that like very fast, very rapid, no blush or something like that. And can we know why it happens with the French people?
No, what you are mentioning is very important. In France, we try to strike a right balance between work and leisure. So, which means that when we are working, we try to be very efficient.
Yes.
And so productivity is important. Don't waste too much time at the office. When the job is done, we go home. And this is part of the beauty of life, to find this appropriate balance. And the French people are very attached to that. So when they are working, but when it's finished, they say, no, let's enjoy life and let's do something different.
Okay. France is famous not only for its landmarks, but also for its gastronomy. We have talked this earlier. French cuisine is recognized around the world as an important part of French culture. What role does food play in French identity and daily life that makes French so many well-known in the world?
Gastronomy is a social activity. So it means that when you're eating with your friends, with your family, it's first an opportunity to exchange, to discuss, to feel happy with your partners. Second, I would say sometimes there are some clichés about French gastronomy. This is not only luxury, high-end gastronomy. You may have also more affordable food like in bistro, what we call bistronomy, but you have also the family gastronomy. During the weekend, we all like to cook, invite the friends and the family. So you can have different kind of experiences when you're in France about the French food. So it's not only a 4-star Michelin restaurant. This is also being in a family with the mother and the father cooking for their children and friends.
Okay. So looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of France-Indonesia's relations, and what message would you like to share with Indonesian viewers watching our special program?
We are in a very privileged moment for the bilateral relationship. We are at this period where we are building our partnership. So we are diversifying. I mentioned defense and security, but we talk a lot about culture. We were also discussing about student mobility. So we are doing concrete projects together, and this is the most important thing, in a partnership spirit. So this is a win-win approach. We are building projects for the benefit of our two countries, and that's what we are doing. So I think in this difficult period with a very fragile international scene, showcasing that two countries, a country from the north, a country from the south, quite far from a geographical viewpoint, but very close in terms of values, with the same wish and will to reinforce this cooperation. I think this is a very privileged moment for a diplomat, for an ambassador, to be here in Indonesia. Okay. And I would like again to thank all the Indonesians, because when I'm scouting, visiting the countries, such a warm and smiling welcome.
Actually, I want to ask a lot of questions, but our time is very limited. I know that you have very busy with your duties. So do you know some Indonesian words to our audiences?
Yes, for sure. Nama saya Fabien Penon.
Okay. Wait a second. Can you introduce yourself in Bahasa Indonesia?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Nama saya Fabien Penon.
Okay.
Saya Duta Besar Prancis untuk Indonesia. Saya bicara bahasa Indonesia sedikit-sedikit.
Oh, je parle un petit peu français.
Exactement, c'est ça. Voilà.
So, oke. Dan teman-teman, itu tadi wawancara kami bersama dengan Duta Besar Prancis untuk Indonesia. Ada beberapa hal yang disampaikan oleh Mr. Fabien Penon terkait dengan kerjasama di antara kedua negara, bukan hanya soal sosial, budaya, gastronomi, atau beberapa kota-kota yang paling banyak dikunjungi Indonesia di Prancis, bukan hanya Paris ya, tapi tadi juga soal AI, Artificial Intelligence, teknologi, dan beberapa hal lainnya yang bisa dimanfaatkan oleh kedua negara. Thank you very much, Mr. Fabien Penon, for coming to our studio. Merci beaucoup. I hope you're doing well. J'espère que tu vas bien. And thank you for coming. I hope to see you again in the next time.
Thank you very much, Terima kasih banyak.
Sama-sama.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Je vous en prie.
Merci, à bientôt.